Hey everyone, Mitch coming in from the Commander's Core Studio. Welcome to the show. So on today's episode, I've got a fun episode for you. Mark Rosewater, that's right, the head designer at Wizards, has officially put out the teasers for Lorwyn Eclipsed. Let's jump into it. So let's start things off with this little disclaimer. Before previews for Lorwyn Eclipsed officially begin, this comes from Mark, I thought it would be fun to do another one of my duelist-style teasers where I give tiny hints of things to come. Note that I'm only giving you partial information. Yeah, again, these are partial information bits. They are not, just like the entire card, because that wouldn't be teasers. That would be spoilers. Here we go. First up, here are some things you can expect. A Planeswalker that makes Kithkin creature tokens. Now, this, I think, essentially, typically when it comes to, Planeswalkers that make tokens. Usually you think, okay, that's, in Kithkin, mono white, probably. So, my mind goes, Johnny, Elspeth. Usually Elspeth when it comes to making, a lot of tokens at once. So, yeah, that's the direction I'd go. I don't know if we're getting a brand new Planeswalker or if I'm completely off on what Planeswalker it is, but that's what I'm thinking. We shall see. So let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on that one. Next up. Kindred reprints. Now, there are a lot of very powerful Kindred cards. Bitter Blossom is one that immediately comes to mind that is a very expensive card, a very in-demand card. I think most recently we got a Kindred card that's like Eldrazi, and I highly doubt we're getting that back. I could be so wrong on Lorwyn Eclipsed, but yeah, I would say Bitter Blossom, we are probably getting a reprint in this set. It's going to be it's going to be a very, very solid card. Here's the thing, I guess this is Lorwyn Eclipsed, that would have to be in Standard then at that point, and I don't know if Standard is ready for a Bitter Blossom, but who knows? Let's see. Anyways, Kindred reprint. Go for it. Some counters in the set. Charge, Dream, Flying, First Strike, Indestructible, and Lifelink. Now, a lot of these we have seen before, obviously. I think we actually seen Dream. I think Rasputin, let me know in the comments below. I'm trying to go off the top of my head. Doesn't old Rasputin, that one has Dream counters on it, I believe? And now we're bringing it back in a different way, and maybe those have changed and been errated at some point, but all these we have seen before. Obviously, charge counters on things, which I love, charge counters on things, and just be able to use, proliferate type effects, essentially, to get more and more and more of those. Flying, First Strike, Indestructible, Lifelink, keyword counters we have seen before, obviously. And, well, Dream, yeah, that could be used in a very interesting way, so we shall see where that one's coming about. I'm wondering what that one's going to be. We shall see. Another card in the Thirst for Blank series. I think so far we've got, Thirst for Knowledge, Thirst for Discovery, and Thirst for Meaning, I think, are the three. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong on that one. But yeah, if we get another Thirst for, it is going to be, in my opinion, I could be so wrong on this, but all the other ones have followed this pattern. It's going to be 2 and a blue, instant speed, and it's going to be draw 3 cards, discard 2 cards, unless you discard blank type of card. Previously, I think we've gotten an artifact, a basic land, etc., etc., etc. So it just depends on what that discard is going to be. I wonder what it would be. I'm going to go with creature card. There we go. Creature card. Final answer. Thirst for Friendship. There you go. Yeah. Creature card, discard. Okay, that's my guess. We shall see. I'm probably very wrong. Another card that makes something a coward. Those are always so fun. Being able to turn things into cowards. They cannot block because they are cowards. That's awesome. Keep bringing that back, Wizards. I absolutely love that. Absolutely. Maybe, that'd be kind of fun. Put it on a commander, make it a repeat effect, essentially. That'd be quite fun. A card that tutors every single turn. That is incredibly powerful, obviously. Now, here's the thing. This is probably going to be something that's pretty limited. It's not going to be you just get a tutor every turn. If you go back to, one of the Innistrad blocks, basically, I think it was the one where we had Tamio's Journal, I think, would be kind of like a tutor every turn. That one is conditional to have to sacrifice, 3 clues every time. So, that one is obviously a tutor that you could do every turn. So that one's, more conditional when it comes to, being able to do that. This one might be more so, okay, you tutor every turn, but, it's for a Kithkin. It's something that's incredibly specific that isn't overpowered. It's not hey, go get any card you want. Yay! Unless it's a 12 mana enchantment that costs Wooburg or double Wooburg and some other colors or whatnot. I don't even know. And then it's okay, yeah, every single turn you tutor out something. That would be insanely amazing, awesome times, but we shall see. My guess is that we are getting a repeat tutor that is, again, one that's oh, go get a Kithkin. Cool. All right, there you go. Not that Kithkin aren't all that great, but, hey, there's better things than Kithkin. A new card that copies triggers, lovely. I mean, being able to see, like, copying triggers is such a powerful thing, obviously. We already saw one, essentially, already, like the Vampire Cleric, right, that can copy a triggered ability, essentially, on repeat. I would assume that we're getting another one. It's not just like they forgot to take this part out, essentially. So, another one that copy triggers, obviously very powerful, very impactful, Panharmonicon style things, essentially. Those tend to see a lot of play. This one's general when it comes to, say, copies triggers. I don't know if that means that it's going to be, like, all triggers copied, or again, it's just not giving us the specifics of, like, hey, when this happens, an attack trigger, you know, an ETB, an LTB, whatever it's going to be, we shall see. A keyword introduced in 2025 returns. I'm going to go with warp. We shall see. Yeah, I don't know. Again, like, keyword introduced in 2025, we are getting, I mean, yeah, I'm going to go with that, I guess. I'm going to go with that. We shall see, though. Again, there's a lot of exciting things that came out this year. Already coming back, you know, already. I guess, no, it's not already because it's going to be 2026, but still, it's like a really quick return to a keyword. Either they were just, like, in love with it when they made it. They're like, yes, do that again. Or, I mean, there's some kind of, again, like a plot reasoning behind why they put that back in there. So we shall see. A number of Lorwyn Shadow, more block mechanics have cameos. I mean, please? I mean, a lot of really cool things you can bring back from that. I mean, we already kind of saw a little bit, like, you know, one of the new commanders out there on the flip side of it has, like, a persist. So, yeah, like, persist and undying. Absolutely insane if we're getting those. There you go. Yeah, those are the two that immediately come to mind for me. There's obviously a lot of other ones out there, but yeah, Persistent Undying are very powerful. I mean, even overpowered, I would say, mechanics, so we shall see if those come back. Anyway, some tokens in the set. 1/1 color Shapeshifter, 1/1 blue-black fairy, 2/2 green and black and green elf, 3/3 green elk, and 3/4 tree folk. Cool. I mean, blue-black fairy, actually, Bitter Blossom. I'm trying to remember if Bitter Blossom was just black fairies or blue-black fairies. I cannot remember for the life of me right now, but that might actually account for that one. But yeah, a very, 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 very interesting set of tokens. Next, here are some rules text that'll be showing up on cards. Here we go. As this artifact enters, choose Elemental, Elf, Fairy, Giant, Goblin, Kithkin, Merfolk, or Treefolk. Okay, so this is kind of one of those, tribal type cards, essentially, that is a bit more specific, though. It's not like, hey, just pick any creature type. It is, hey, here's your list of creature types. Again, the typical ones that are from Lorwyn, essentially. So here's those creature types. You get to pick within those. So again, these are going to be the main creature types of the set. Elemental, Elf, Fairy, Giant, Goblin, Kithkin, Merfolk, Treefolk. All those are going to be your typical options, and it's probably going to be it's going to be a pretty powerful effect, I would assume, since it is quite specific. Again, just very limited to those tribes, so we shall see if that's some sort of an anthem, or if it's like, hey, you play, you copy spells, you know, that kind of thing, too. So we shall see. Where X is the difference between its power and toughness. I mean, that's fun, so look out any kind of a deck out there that utilizes toughness as a, well, powerful effect. Any kind of, like, Arcades the Strategist type deck, like a Walls tribal type deck. You can definitely get a big value out of this card. I mean, like, I wonder what it's going to be. Is this like, okay, dishing out damage based off the difference? Is this draw cards based off the difference? Is this drain an opponent based off the difference? We shall see what that ends up being. Counter all spells your opponents control. I mean, that's quite a powerful thing, obviously. Being able to just go, hey, everyone, let's just stop what's going on right now. We got this, like, counter battle going on. And I'm just going to say no to everything. So, yeah, I mean, this is going to be a pretty powerful effect. I mean, at the very least, it's going to be, 4 mana or so, potentially. Depends if there's other things attached to it, obviously, but being able to just go, hey, all spells everyone else has, they're just done right now. I'm stopping it right here. Now, obviously, if an opponent has a counterspell to this, it can stop that, so maybe this is uncounterable too. We shall see. Here we go. Spend only to cast spells of mana value 4 or greater. So that's kind of fun. Hopefully this is on, I like to see like these kind of things like on a commander where it's like, hey, like the commander itself can give you a good amount of mana, but then it's very, 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 not pigeonhole's the right word, but like it's directional where it says like, hey, you know what? You get all these resources, you get all these fun things, but you can only utilize it in this way. Again, big spells. We're going big spells. We are going big, big fun times for everyone, right? Everyone loves big spells. So yeah, being able to do that, or, in my opinion, this might be, instead of a commander, it could just be like a giant ritual effect, like a mana geyser type effect, and it's like, hey, you know what? You can only use that on that. So we'll see. This is the third time this ability resolved this turn. Fun. Yeah, being able to resolve an ability 3 times. That to me sounds like Ashling, because I mean, is it Ashling? There's one up there that has that effect, right? Where it's basically okay, you keep activating this, and the third time it happens, and you get like a big burst of mana kind of thing. So it could be like an Ashling effect essentially, or something else. I could be way off. We shall see. This creature enters with 6 -1/-1 counters. That's hilarious. So obviously this is some sort. Not obviously. I could be so wrong on this. My opinion is that this would be a giant creature of some sort, like, oh, it's like it could just be like a 7/7 for like 2 mana or whatever, but it comes in as a 1/1, and then you can remove those counters, or it could be like, yeah, it's like a 12/12 for 6 mana, it comes into play with 6 -1 counters, and you have ways, essentially a way to remove those counters. Maybe it's like an upkeep trigger, maybe it's something else, but basically you've got ways to get those counters down so you can actually utilize them, in a good way, a giant creature, or like, kind of like a spike feeder type effect, maybe, where it's like, okay, actually want to remove those counters for value. So that could be fun too. Beginning of each end step, if you put a counter on a creature this turn. I mean, there's plenty of decks out there that love to get counters on creatures. I mean, and keep in mind, this one is not specific to like your creature. It says you put a counter on a creature. So that could be either, +1 counters on your creatures, or -1 counters on opponent's creatures, or I guess even on yours, with the previous one we just talked about. Or, of course, other types of counters as well. Dream counters, flying counters, all the other kinds of counters, obviously. But yeah, being able to essentially, again, each end step, if you put a pet counter creature this turn, that's every single end step, not just your own. So obviously, proliferate effects can be very effective with this. Any kind of effects that can just hit instant speed, get counters on creatures. You can get a lot of value out of this, depending on, again, what that trigger actually does. We do not know. You may cast that card that paying its mana cost of these spells' mana value is less than or equal to the amount of life you gained this turn. I mean... Yeah, that's quite effective if for a life gain strategy, because obviously in a life gain strategy, you can very easily gain an insane amount of life. I mean, you just go like, okay, I cast like a life doubler, which typically costs like 6 mana or so. Like, oh yeah, I double my life. Okay, I just gained, say, 40 life in a turn. Or you cast like a Congregate, which is like instant speed, 4 mana, gain 2 life for each creature on the battlefield. Again, gaining probably like 40 life. It's really easy to gain a lot of life in Commander. You throw Gary on the battlefield. Okay, there you go. You drain a bunch of opponents. You gain a lot of life. This essentially, again, if this is on a commander building around this, it's like, yeah, cool. Like, hey, reveal the top card if this happens, whatever, you can cast free if you gain life. Cool. You can do a lot of fun things. Typically, again, my frame of reference is always like, okay, like, how would I build around this? So, like, if it is a commander, my goodness, that could be quite a bunch of fun because you can just keep chaining spells. But yeah, we'll see. Anyways, being able to essentially cast things for free based off of life gain, yeah, has a lot of potential. Add X green or X white or X the number of other creatures you control. I mean, that sounds nice. Any kind of a go wide strategy, obviously if you're in Selesnya, you got a lot of great ways to go wide, a ton of great ways to make a ton of creatures. I mean, and be able to go, hey, I've got all these creatures in play, and now I just get an insane amount of mana, number of other creatures you control. So this is obviously on a creature itself. Could it be on a commander? We shall see. Big mana fun times, go wide. Gotta love it. And how about double all damage that source you control the chosen type would deal? This one, I mean, could be... okay, chosen type could mean a couple things here, right? It could mean essentially like, okay, double all damage of all sources of the chosen type you would deal. I mean, maybe when this, like, let's say it's an enchantment, it comes to play, you have to choose, like, a card type, essentially. So it's like, okay, creature, enchantment, artifact, etc. Or, and I think more likely, it's like you're choosing a creature type. I could be so wrong on the formatting of this. But yeah, it could be like, again, like more like, hey, choose a creature type. Again, it could be one of those like, hey, choose between elemental, elf, fairy, giant, goblin, kithkin, merfolk, treefolk. It could be a tribal effect, essentially. Or again, it could be a more, hey, this type of card type of effect. Regardless, it is going to be in red, no matter what. Okay, if I'm wrong on that, I am so sorry, but it is in red. Any kind of damage doubling is red. Look forward to that for any kind of a deck that likes, damage doublers, if this is specific enough where it can allow you to, again, do those card types and not necessarily the creature types themselves. Moving on, here are some creature type lines from the set. We've got Kithkin Ranger. Cool. Elemental Scout. Cool. Fairy Assassin. Cool. Noggles are back. There we go. Noggle Rogue. Goblin Sorcerer. Oof! Okay, so oofs can be absolutely deadly and just disturbingly good. I mean, there's a certain 2-mana 1 in green that's like, hey! Artifacts don't work. Giant Mercenary. That's kind of funny because, again, like, I think of a mercenary. Well, mercenary is kind of a hired, blade kind of in a way. Not like an assassin, but still like, okay, like, that makes more sense. I was thinking like a giant assassin, which is just kind of funny because it's like, I'm sneaking around. No, okay, anyways. Treefolk Cleric, interesting. Horse Serpent, okay, now we're getting weird. Ledger Creature, Elf Fairy Noble, I mean, that's pretty expected. So all these are pretty much kind of like what you'd expect, I guess, except for Horse Serpent, which is interesting. We shall see what in the world that is. Finally, here are some names in the set. Bark of Doran. Oh, Doran is back, the Siege Tower, lovely. Champions of the Perfect, cool. So that's going to be elf-based, I think. Chaos Spewer, gross. Flitterwing Nuisance, gross. Gilt Leaf's Embrace. Okay, so the Gilt Leaf, I believe, are Golgari elves. Is that correct if I'm trying to remember correctly? I mean, I just keep thinking of the one that's like, the one's like, hey, discard. Oh, gross, commander. Anyways, Glisterbarn, Mirror Form, Moon Glove Extractor, interesting. Moon Shadow, little Cat Stevens there, apparently. And then Scuzzback Scrounger. Okay. I mean, none of these like to like kind of really give away anything from the set, I don't think, and neither do like the creature types except for Horse Serpent, which is just fun. Regardless, make sure you tune in twitch.tv on January 5th at 10 a.m. Pacific time for your first deep dive in the enchanted world of Lorwyn Eclipsed. Some things are starting up, so make sure you're checking out this channel when that happens. And with that, this episode is coming to a close. As always, comment below with your thoughts on it, and of course, as always, thanks again and have a good one. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG Player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.